and we started seeing people like look up behind from the cars and stuff, and they're all like that. And then I started noticing that they had badges and stuff, and I was like, what in the heck is going on? And they rushed us while we were eating tacos. So we've been out here on this property now for nearly 5 years. And we were just talking about what has been the hardest changes we had to make to move from the city to rural America. And what we were talking about just might surprise you.
So moving from the city to the country, you got to set yourself up for a certain amount of changes. But some of the changes that we found ourselves facing, we just wasn't really prepared for in some of the ways. You know, I would have to say the biggest change for me was the access to the conveniences that we had with groceries.
Oh yeah. We used to stock up using big box stores like Sam's Club and Costco's, King Soopers. We had access to it all. And with relative ease, we could be at one of those stores for anything that we needed. And it wasn't just one. Like out here, we have to drive like over an hour away to get to a Sam's Club. We could get to one, but that's what you have to do. There, I could drive pretty much 30 minutes in any direction and run into one. You know, the Denver Metro and the Front Range had many of these stores. And there were so many of them, and we enjoyed them so much that we would even go there just for entertainment purposes. Like, 'cause, I don't know, we enjoyed it. What do you think?
It was our social life, and it was a very convenient life that was hard to change from.
Yeah, we didn't have to think about things as much, I don't think. Like, we didn't have to plan as much and be very specific as much, because it was right here, right here. We could be there in moments, and out here, it's just not like that. So we have to put a lot more planning and thought into things. And one of the things about the city was if you had the noodles but not the sauce, you could just run over there and back real quick and you could have spaghetti for dinner. Here, you better really want spaghetti because you got to drive a long ways, and maybe goulash is going to be good enough, you know, but that's how it works for us today. So it was the access to stores, right? And it was the variety as well. We don't have the variety out here that we had in the city. And it makes sense, like there's not as big of a diverse population out here. And if they tried to bring in a whole bunch of variety, they would probably lose big. So they bring in what everybody likes. Southern fried biscuits and chicken fried steak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the city, man, you could have any kind of groceries you want right now. And it was pretty amazing, to tell the truth. That was actually very difficult to make that change. It still is. Even talking about it right now, I feel a sense of loss.
We loved to shop in bulk, and that was a big change for us moving out here. We tried it in the beginning to keep up with it, but going that far away, it was just too much for us.
And you don't save when you have to drive that far away.
Yeah.
And it was, like you said, it was our social life. Like we would go walk around Bass Pro Shop, guys, or Walmart, or Sam's Club, just to do it, you know? We'd been in the Bass Pro Shop so many times, and I could tell you that I'm almost certain that I've only ever bought one thing from there. And it was hot sauce with a bad name, but it was comical. It was the worst dang hot sauce I ever tasted too, but it was amazing. It was a little outhouse box, everything. It was great. But that was what we did to like fill in those boring times when we weren't working and we were kind of locked down in the city, and we weren't huge like city folks, right? But you couldn't always run to the mountains. So that's what we did. And I miss it.
Yeah, if we got bored, we'd just pop on over to the little shopping mall and walk around, and
Yeah.
that we'd get our social life that way. We'd, you know, just be able to break free.
Exactly. We were able to fill that stuff, like those little voids. Out here we got to find other ways. But that was just one.
So our next one is...
Man, it's going to have to be food, fast food and entertainment.
The endless options in the city.
Oh my goodness. You want to skydive? Go skydive. You want to go to an animal sanctuary and see a lion and a tiger and a bear? You can do it. You want to go to amusement parks? There was multiple of them. You could go golfing, churching, everything, everything you can think of. You can go to like those secure rooms. What are they called?
Oh yeah, so we went to one of those. It was a escape room. That's what it's called.
Go.
They also have those like rooms where you can go throw fits and stuff too.
Yeah.
We heard about those in the city.
Break stuff. You could do whatever. When I say endless, you literally can do just about anything you can think of. Somebody is making that available to you in the city. And it really did become difficult to leave that behind, even though we weren't necessarily like the big entertainment kinds, but we did have some pretty amazing experiences. Like you could go to the malls. There was multiple malls that we could go to. There was movie theaters. And we did go. And we were like, whoa, $50 for popcorn. Guess what? That was an experience that we'll probably tell forever. It was our last time going to a movie theater. You feel me?
Yeah, the entertainment stuff was cool to experience, but it's like you really only experience that stuff once. But the options of things that you can experience are just unlimited.
Well, first of all, we did. When Denise and I first got together, we tried every restaurant we could ever find that we wanted to. I'm gonna tell you a quick story about one that we went to. It's called Hacienda, Colorado. Denise and I, it was like just coming up out of winter, and it was just starting to get warm enough that we could eat out on the patio. And we were the only people out on the patio, and we were watching in this parking lot, because it's in a parking lot with a lot of cars. And we started seeing people like look up behind from the cars and stuff, and they're all like that. And then I started noticing that they had badges and stuff, and I was like, what in the heck is going on? And they rushed us while we were eating tacos because somebody accidentally tripped the alarm in the kitchen, and it brought the cops in, and they weren't sure if we were the greatest taco heisters of the world.
Endless experiences, guys.
Man, I'm never gonna forget that. And we were like, let's just go. Let's just take our tacos to go. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it was fun, you know. And we did that kind of stuff in the beginning. It burnt us out after a while because we were trying something a little different, like save money. But we did that stuff anyways, and I'm glad we did. So once we realized that really was. It was fun, but it wasn't actually for us. What we started to do was like hit all of the areas that on the perimeter of the city, like the lakes and the streams and the parks and things like that. And that was what was so amazing. You could go from the 16th Street Mall, downtown Denver, Colorado, and then be fishing in a canyon.
In 15 minutes.
That makes you feel like you're in a place that hardly anybody's ever been in just a short little 15 minutes. If the traffic's not bad.
Yeah.
Don't try to drive during rush hour, you're not going anywhere.
And out here we found that
The fish suck. They don't bite my line, so they suck. All right, sorry.
it also takes quite a bit more planning when you want to go explore places. Not every place, we're really not familiar with the area, so it does make things a little more time consuming.
It is definitely more time consuming, which is the biggest point. Like we had access to all this stuff instantaneous, and you didn't have to drive. You could take the bus or the light rail, and you could get anywhere in the city to experience anything that you wanted and never have to really do much of the work to get there yourself, like driving and the traffic experience and all that. That stuff can be a little bit messed up, but well, like I said, what we did was we found that we could have the experience in Denver and then find ourselves out in the country in no time. And that's amazing, because out here, you know what you get? If you really want to know what people are doing out in the area that you're at, go to the Goodwill. You know what I mean? Those places are usually serviced by people in the area. That being said, there's a lot of like popcorn making machines here, a lot of like decorative popcorn containers to put your popcorn in. It's the weirdest thing at first when you come out here, because out here you got to create your entertainment for the most part. If you want to stay entertained, you're going to need to know how to play Yahtzee or Skip-Boo. You have to entertain each other, which was a huge change too. That's like a topic for another time, but I will just briefly touch on it. In the city, there were so many distractions and things to do. We never had to focus too much on some of the gobble lobba that goes on in your life, right? Out here, we're much more intimate with these things. So even a game of Yahtzee is more personal and intimate because there's less distractions. But that's another video, guys.
He's just sad that he gets whooped at it.
I do that. Game cheats. She's got like those, I don't know. She knows how to shuffle.
But he counts my dice for me.
There you go. Oh, yeah. She rolled like 3 Yahtzees in a game, guys, and I didn't roll a Yahtzee for 13 games. So there you go. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, let's move on. The next one is, and we're just gonna probably stop with this one. We do have a bonus one we might share with you, but the next one is the access to opportunity for advancement. I grew up poor. I also dropped out of high school. I did get my GED, but I didn't have a great track record for somebody that was on an uphill trajectory for some kind of success. I was pretty much cutting myself off at the knees everywhere I went in my younger years. But because I lived in a place that had so many opportunities to allow me to frogger my way up the ladder, I was able to easily, or much easier, is that a word? It was much easier, the advancements. And I'll just break it down to you like this. I started out at an art studio with this crazy French guy named Claude Victor Art Studio. And he didn't speak any English, and I didn't speak any darn French, but he was an artist. And I got to work there for like $7 an hour, okay? And then I went from that job to roofing, right? I was already a roofer before I moved to the city, so I was able to find that. I was able to start at an art studio and then progress to a roofing company. And then another opportunity came up where I could move into a quality control position. Oh no, wait a second, I had one more. I worked at a diesel mechanic company. Yeah, remember that? I used to tear down big diesel engines, man. That was cool, man. They didn't pay me much either. So I went from there to a quality control company that made tools and parts for the oil industry, and that paid well. And because of that job, I was able to advance to a business. And it was because there were so many opportunities, I was able to find ones that could accommodate me much easier. I think out here, you're very limited on the opportunities that you have that you could jump on board to move up. They're usually saturated with a lot of other people trying to extract that same opportunity. Or like I said, if you don't like cooking French fries at McDonald's and you just want to work for Claude Victor at his art studio, you don't have that choice out here. The fry guy's the first step. Or whatever, you know, Sonic, that's all there is. Don't do me like that.
That was another huge change that we knew that would be something that we'd have to face at some point, but we weren't really too concerned about it in the beginning.
No, because we pretty much thought we had a direction.
Yeah.
But the direction has changed. And it's still easy for us to change directions because we're still brave enough to, but we don't have the opportunities that we used to have to cushion that stuff and make you a little braver. Because here's what you lose when you don't have those opportunities is, for me, I lost a little bit of my bravery to take a chance, right? And I've also lost a little bit of that vision, the outside of the box style vision. It's much more boxy vision that I have these days because of the lack of opportunity. So you're much more cautious now. I didn't have to be. I could be a little more reckless, and it paid off, luckily. Paid off last time. This time, not so much. But we figuring it out. Opportunity or not, baby. All right, so that is a big bummer, but people that are like creative, they find ways to create opportunity, and that's what we're doing right now. We're trying to be creative in creating an opportunity rather than finding an opportunity.
Right.
So that is one bonus, guys. That is one bonus, but we still missed the opportunity. All right, guys, we blazed through that so fast. I think I want to share one more bonus, and I'm not going to share it with you. It's time for Denise to share it because this is one that's really big for her.
So if you're doing the drastic move like we did, which was we left our house behind and moved into a camper. That change is a whole story in itself. So we'll leave it at that, you guys, but that change was one of the biggest changes for us together as a couple and as a family because we had our son with us as well.
Yeah. Biggest thing is that's not a change that's going to be for everybody if somebody wanted to do that. You might move from the city to a house.
Right.
But we didn't. So what was the huge change for us, and it's specific to us, other people too, but it was, we once had a house and now we don't, right? But we working on it. So, well, that was fun, guys.
It was.
I feel like I did something today. You know what I mean? It feels good. I got to stand with you. We did this together, yeah? So we're gonna wrap this one up right now.
All right, you guys.
I'm just gonna say one more thing. We were listening to, who were we listening to earlier? Anyways.
We were dancing and crying together. We going through stuff, guys.
No. Who is the artist? Just leave it out.
All
I
right.
can't remember what it is.
All right, you guys, if you guys are enjoying our content, please be sure to give us a big thumbs up.
Bamalambo, baby.
Ring that notification bell.
Man, when you do that, they're going to let you know we got content available for viewing.
Be sure to share our
We
videos.
love you when you guys do that. We really could use the help.
Subscribe if you haven't already.
Perfect time. Jump on board. Let us know that you're with us. We know things have changed. We really appreciate everybody that's hanging out for that change. And we still appreciate the ones that choose not to. You were there for us at one time, so I can't take nothing from you.
Thank you guys for supporting our journey.
We love you.
We appreciate you.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Bye.
Kitchen table dreams scribbled in the sink. Bills piled high.